Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Wet Hair and Damaged Skin. Ha! The glory days. But I'm not gonna let either of these things slow me down or stop me because daylight has been sparse lately and it ain't gonna get any better in the next like 3-4 days. We've got stormy skies ahead here in Minnesota. So that means I'm gonna cherish this sunlight while I've got it and test out a new foundation with you all. Well, the foundation isn't new. It's new to me. And new to the channel. This is the LORAC Pro Soft Focus Longwear Foundation. I believe I had every intention of testing this when it first came out. Didn't this come out around the beginning of this year or something? I feel like it's been at least half a year. But then for some reason it just got away from me and I didn't end up trying it. But I was online, Ulta, doing some perusing, and I needed some extra product thrown into my basket so I could get free shipping with the other thing that I was buying. So I decided this foundation, it's finally time. Let's test it. I was very shocked when it came and it's in such a skinny little bottle. It feels more like a long concealer than a foundation. But anyways, like I said, this is the LORAC Pro Soft Focus Longwear Foundation. For an ounce of product, it is $38 and it's online only if you're shopping through Ulta. Comes in 25 different shades, which it looks okay for a shade range. I had some trouble picking out my shade. I'm really not sure. I feel like I went too deep, but I feel like the fair neutral shade was going to be way too pale, but then they didn't have a light neutral shade, or if they did, it was like way too I struggled. So I don't know about the shade range, but it is nice to see that there is, you know, at least a fair shade and a deep shade, and then lots of stuff in between. And they just say that this is a, as the title suggests, Longwear Soft Matte Foundation with buildable medium to full coverage. Yes! My pimples thank you, LORAC. And it's also infused with a complex of fruit extracts to help reduce appearance of fine lines and increase skin's hydration. My scabs thank you, LORAC. And the benefits are that this is going to be lightweight and also have a soft focus finish to it. It's going to be long wearing, have a silk-like texture. It's got the things that they just described to prevent wrinkles, I guess, or to soften the look of wrinkles, then also to hydrate your skin. It also says that it has spherical powders that deliver excellent slip and keep the skin shine free. I will put that to the test, that's for sure. It's also water resistant and suitable for all skin types, apparently, which I never believe, but another claim we can test. And to use, you can use a brush or a sponge and put it on your face, blending outward. Easy enough, right? So, as that is that, we'll zoom you in so you can see my blemishes even better. I know. My whole forehead is a zit. Like, can we see just how it... You would think I've got 12 horns growing, but anyways, I got the shade number 4 light. This is supposed to be light with olive undertones, I believe. Like I said, I think they had a light neutral shade, but it was like another 3 or 4 shades deeper than this. And I was like, that's just gonna be way too deep for me. But even this, I was like, I'm not sure. It's probably gonna be a little too golden-y. Oh, my friends, I was very, very conflicted. And as I said, I don't think this is gonna be my correct shade, but I did the best I could. Keep that in mind and please bear with me. So this has been shaken, not stirred. And yeah, as I said, very skinny bottle. It's a little strange, but as long as good pump works, that's great. Very, very liquidy. Smells like coffee, like a milky coffee. It smells great, but that's a little strange. Oh, this is gonna be so yellowy on me. But okay, let's try it with a brush first. Oh no, oh no. Well, this is why I wanted to go lighter, but then I know people get angry when I go lighter, so can't win. I was about to say, it's not the worst. And then, yep, well, okay, well. It smells great. I really can't get over that smell. Why does it smell like coffee? I also feel like so many companies just use the wrong models, I feel like, for each foundation shade. Like the model that they used to demonstrate this foundation had a skin color that looked very, very similar to mine, and yet clearly no. But I mean, that gave great coverage. I am very curious to see how much this gets sheared out with a sponge. So let's go ahead and give it a shot. Dang, not bad. It definitely did shear it out a bit, the coverage, but overall, really not by much. Now, I know some of you are gonna get mad at me for this, but like, I did want to get some other filming done today, so I'm just, for the next part where I'm going to attempt to layer this, I am gonna use some white mix in medium. Please forgive me, I've done a review on this stuff. It does not change the formula of the product, so hopefully y'all will be okay with me doing this. I didn't add a ton, but I just don't want to be quite this color for filming. Dang, buildable coverage, you weren't kidding. I mean, that almost pretty much completely covered up my scab in between my brows. And now granted, does any foundation look great on top of a scab? No. But like, it did the trick, and shoot, it's certainly got that soft focus matte look. And really, I just can't get over the coverage for how light and thin and liquidy this formula is. So dang, I'm really excited to keep on testing this, see how it wears. Hopefully it doesn't end up getting cakey or anything throughout the day. We will see about that shine control that it claimed, and overall, we'll just see how it does. So I will see you all in just a second here. Ready? Ding! Hello everyone, good evening. End of the evening here. I have things to tell you, as I typically do when I turn a camera on. My feelings are mixed, but hopeful. As you can see, I still have foundation on. That's great. But it's not everywhere it was initially. Mainly my nose. It's gone from the nostril area. Also rubbed right off of my glasses, which I kind of expected because I was certainly noticing that if I touched my face even the slightest bit, this was coming off onto my fingers. Now that being said, I don't think it's really that noticeable, the transfer, anywhere other than my nose, and as I said, where my glasses touch my face if I smile or that sort of a thing. My horn is growing in nicely, and the foundation stayed on top of it, so that's fantastic, and it has stayed mostly lightweight. It feels a little bit like it's gonna slip slide if I touch my face a little bit, but it really doesn't look too terribly shiny, and it doesn't feel oily heavy. Like I said, it just has that very slight feeling like it's gonna transfer off. So overall, I'm excited to keep on testing this. Unfortunately, it will have to keep being with a mix-in medium, but as I said, that does not change the wear of the foundation at all, at least not in my experience. So I'm excited to try it out with some primers, specifically ones that will work with my nose pores to fill those in. So I'm gonna do that stuff, and then with the magic of time and editing, it'll take me a couple days, but for you, oh, for you, it'll be just a second. Ready? Ding! Hello everyone, good evening. End of the night here on day 3 of testing. Hopefully my hands aren't too dirty. I just got done spending an hour and a half repotting and bringing in my succulents from outside because it's fine. I'm probably jinxing all of Minnesota, my apologies, but to have it be like 45 degrees outside right now, bad news for the succulents, but good news for sweaty people like me. And the succulents will live. They can live inside. Anyways, blah, blah, blah. Y'all are not here for plant or weather news. Y'all, I'm assuming anyways, are here to find out about this foundation. So let's talk about it. On day 2, I went ahead and since I knew, or I had found out on day 1 that this needed some help getting, you know, my nose pores filled in before putting this on in order to make it blend better and not accentuate my pores, I went ahead and used my Touch in Soul Soul primer, my Icy Sherbet primer, to fill in my nose pores especially, but I mean I used it all over my face. Then I also used my L'Oreal concealer that I've been enjoying lately to get some much needed coverage on my blemishes. Oh, yes. Dermatillomania strikes again, but I'm trying, you guys. I am conscious of it and I am trying to make things better. Anyways, I also used my NYX White Mix-In Medium for obvious reasons once again, and the application was much, much better this time around, especially in the nose pores. It, you know, just went on very smooth and nicely, was able to layer nicely once again, and it was a super full coverage. It looked slightly cakey because, you know, it was matte and full coverage, but I personally didn't mind it. Again, with the milky coffee smell, delicious, but I don't know what benefit that adds or anything, if anything at all. However, only about halfway through the day, I was noticing some heavy transfer onto my fingers, and upon one time of going into the bathroom to go to the, you know, to use the toilet, I went ahead and checked in the mirror just to see if the transfer was actually showing on my face, and unfortunately, oh my god, yeah, a lot. I mean, it looked atrocious. It had pretty much completely wiped off of my nose, like especially on the bottom half of the tip of my nose, and then on my nostrils, it was just gone. It also looked kind of grainy and weird around my mouth, and as I said, it wiped straight off, so I figured, you know, it wouldn't really do anyone any good for me to keep on wearing it that day, even though, truth be told, it did look fantastic, I thought, still, on my forehead. I just, you know, when the foundation is pretty much gone from parts of my face, there's not much left to test. So I went ahead and just took it off for the day. And then on day 3 here, I went ahead and tried out my Guerlain primer. Sorry, Galileo is enjoying some crinkle packing paper right now at the moment. All right, he just settled in. But yeah, I used my Guerlain primer as well as my Too Faced concealer and the White Mix-In Medium. And then I also kind of spur of the moment, last second, decided to also try mixing this since it just didn't seem to be doing great for me on its own. I, you know, thought I could try mixing. So, I mean, I used probably a 2-to-1 ratio, a 2 for the LORAC, and then a 1 ratio for the ColourPop Pretty Filter Foundation. You know, I thought maybe that might be a good combo. And when first applied and all mixed together and all that, yeah, I thought it looked real dang nice today initially. But, you know, throughout the day here, once again, during wear, I just noticed the transfer, even just the littlest bit. If I touch my face, it comes off, and I just don't like having that nervous feeling, especially having to wear a mask nowadays. I mean, all things considered, it really doesn't look bad. Like on my cheeks and my forehead, it still looks pretty freaking perfect, but you know, around my mouth and my nose where I tend to have problems, it doesn't look great. It doesn't look awful. It probably looks the best today than it has in comparison to the past 2 days, but overall I'm kind of on the fence. I might keep trying to use this as a mix-in, but overall on its own, I just don't know that it's built for oily skin, which is a bummer because of one of the pros that I can tell you about here now that we're in the pros and cons section. Heyo! So to begin, I do have to say, for a pro, this definitely has buildable coverage, so you can choose how much or how little coverage you may want. It also, I feel like I have to say this because, you know, some places it doesn't wear well on my face, but on some places of my face, like my forehead and stuff, it's fantastic. I mean, it's still pretty much full power on my forehead and, like I said, on my cheeks, and that's how it's been the past few days. So I do have to give it credit there, and I just have to think maybe it is just dependent on your skin type. And then also, like I said, it's a bummer that this doesn't completely work for me and oily skin, because I do think this has some slight shine control. I don't think it's a ton, but like at least a little bit. I don't feel like I look like as much of a butterball as I usually do at the end of the night here. But unfortunately, that is where I go into the cons. First one being that it has some trouble, I find, you know, smoothing over any kind of larger pores, so it can accentuate your larger pores. You just need a good pore filling primer, but you know, I don't like it that it's finicky it's really dependent on a primer and whatnot that you put underneath it, and I don't have time for finicky foundations. I really don't, not when there are ones that are perfect straight off the bat. And then also, not only does it feel like it's gonna transfer off of your face, which I don't like, but it definitely does transfer off of your face. So you'll notice it on your fingers. If you wear glasses like me, it comes off and smears all over like crazy and can just wipe off, you know, if you just very slightly scratch your nose like that. Not even scratch, just a very slight touch. Bad news. Not good. I'm just, like I said, for whatever reason, I feel like I'm wanting to like this a lot more than I actually do. Why? I don't know, but maybe it's that coffee smell. It smells really good. I really like it. It's kind of like the smell of a Frappuccino, like an iced Frappuccino from Starbucks, and when you get to the very end and it's the remnants in the bottom, and so there's a little bit of the whipped cream that kind of melted on top of the ice and whatnot. It smells like that, almost identically. It's delicious. But either way, I just hope this review was helpful for you guys, for any of you out there that still haven't tried out this foundation like me, and maybe you were curious about it. Certainly let me and the rest of the Casserole fam know in those comments down below how you felt about this foundation, if you have tried it yourself, what kind of skin do you have, all of that. It's always good to cook up a casserole of comments down there with you guys and get your differing opinions. You can also let me know if there are any other products you want to see me test out here for my weekly wear series, be it foundations or otherwise. You can also let me know if you enjoyed the video, found it helpful, whatever the case may be, by giving it a thumbs up down below. I would really appreciate it. And if you are new here, hey, hi, hello, how are you? You can go ahead and subscribe. You can tippity tap that notification bell down below and become a member of my Casserole family. Sorry, Fig, here on my channel. We would love to have you here. Don't worry, I didn't hit him or anything. I lightly grazed his noggin because I didn't know he was so near to me. But yeah, blah, blah, blah. Hope you guys are all doing well. And until next time, stay well until then. Bye! Say goodbye, crinkle paper princess. No? You're not feeling it? Okay, Fig says bye. Here we go.
I went to a club, right? And they had no baggy pants and no sneakers. That was wild. I didn't know what to think about that. Didn't know what to think about that.